Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to now have a question and answer session with our esteemed panel here this afternoon. There are 4 categories of playables in the All-Stars game. There is the acrobat, there is the big man, there is the brawler, and there is the grappler. And with Ricky and Kofi, we have the characterizations of the acrobat.
Sit down.
The big man, of course, is the Big Show, and the brawler is
I'm not the acrobat category?
You can be.
Okay.
I thought I was the big man.
You can be anything you want.
All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to just go right down the aisle here and get everybody's comments about how they feel about being selected in this tremendous, tremendous game that's coming out on March 29th. I'll start out with you, Seamus.
Thanks, Howard. Just throw me right in there. Appreciate it. Throw me under the bus.
Throw me under the bush.
Yeah. That's all he's got, by the
What
way.
happens with Ireland?
Aye. First of all, I think for me, it's a tremendous opportunity for me to go in there. Like the guys in the All-Star game, a lot of the superstars in the past, Andre the Giant, Bret the Hitman Hart, The Rock. These are all people I watched growing up. The Macho Man, Randy Savage. All people.
I was wrestling when The Rock was around, so you watched me growing up?
You really are that old, are you?
Okay, well, just never mind. I'm really excited about the game. I actually saw the game in the back a little bit, got to play with it. I'm really excited about the graphics. I like how some of the characters move and the graphics and the way they combine some of the heroes of yesterday with some of the heroes of today. So it was really cool to see myself in the ring against Andre, which I know has always been one of those dream matches for myself as well. I love to have competed against him in the ring, and I probably would have got my butt handed to me just like I did in the video game. But I think it's because the buttons were too small. No, I'm really excited about the game. I really am. I mean, there was actually watching Kofi and Ricky play. There was a game on earlier, and it was amazing because you get to suspend reality a little bit and think, wow, what if these two fantastic superstars really did get in the ring and really did get to compete? And Ricky in his heyday, Kofi, very exciting, very tremendous athlete. So this whole concept is a great concept. It has a real superhero flavor to it when you play the game. The characters have a larger-than-life feel on screen. The action's really good, too. I mean, sometimes when you play games, the action doesn't really correlate with what you want it to do. But this game, I felt, flowed really well just in the little bit I was playing with. I'm actually excited about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy just to be remembered. Really. Just to be remembered.
How are you going to say that you're happy? You're one of the greatest of all time. So you're talking about when I was a kid growing up, you were my favorite. Seriously, I'm not being smart.
I'm glad I'm on your side, or you're on my side. I'm glad to be in the same room with you.
Ricky, I got your back. It's good.
Yeah, you got me. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm very pleased and happy to be remembered. Still working with the company and watching these guys do and have taken our company to another level, and then another level, and then another level. A lot of things that Snuka, Superfly, myself and I was doing 15, 20 years ago, these guys, Kof, Evan Bourne, it's amazing what they do out there and still walk away every night after night after night. So I'm glad to be in this company. I'm glad to always to help out and pass the torch, but one thing I do really feel in my heart, that it's always good to be remembered. Thank you.
What Seamus said also applies to me as far as being in a game with all the legends and the guys who I used to watch growing up, particularly Mr. Steamboat here. Everyone always asks me who my biggest influence was, and Mr. Steamboat being a high flyer as well as a martial artist, that just drew me in as a youth, and I would always practice my moves on a Bugs Bunny doll, and I pretend to be in there with legends. Now with this game, you go ahead and you pop it in, and we were just playing it back there. It's incredible. It's really cool to see how far games have come, and this game too. It's very easy to pick up and use, but at the same time, like there's a lot of skill and combinations and whatnot that you have to learn and get used to. So I'm just excited to be in the game and just to be matched up with these legends.
The other thing is, for me, I always struggle with games. I'm a big gamer. I keep a big game fan, but I never really seem to get past level 1 on most of the games. That's not my fault. I always blame the console or the controller. But even played in the back, as Kofi was saying and Show was saying, the graphics are unbelievable. It moves around so well. The guys, a lot of flipping around, big bumps, big moves, and for someone like me, I was able to get into it straight away. Kofi had about 4 games before I picked up the controller. I almost had him just at the very end. He beat me, hit me to the post, but this was saying, if I can push him to the limit, I'm telling you.
Yeah, hey, Sheamus, like a pretty much typical match that you and Kofi would have today, right?
Basically, right? I mean, you probably beat me up the whole time. I'd steal it at the end.
That's the great thing for all the fans out there. You know, it's like you can create like matches that would never actually happen, like Kofi beating Sheamus, which like just results that would never happen in a million years, and you can enjoy it all in this game. It's fantastic.
Well, that being said, Sheamus, go ahead, Big Show. Did you have a comment to make?
No, I was just going to agree with Sheamus on that. That's one thing too. When the video games come out, and I do a lot of gaming at home, not so much fighting games, but other games. You want a game that you can pick up and get into that's challenging, but at the same time, you can understand what's going on with the game and pick it up. And that's one thing I found out about this All-Stars game is I picked it up, and as it was moving, it started making sense to me on counter moves, and some of the moves were just spectacular to see, and they had great impact, and the movement of the character. If you want the character to move a certain way in the ring, and you're looking at a screen 2-dimensionally, but you're supposed to be operating in a 3-dimensional world, the character moves pretty good. There's rolling in and out of the ring, climbing up to the top ropes. It's a lot, way better than some of the first wrestling games that came out. Like,
Wait a minute. They got it to where you can climb off the top, get up to the top rope?
well, let's not get crazy, Ricky. Let's face it, you know, gravity is not my friend, okay? But it's a really fun game. I think this is a game where even some of your younger players will be able to pick it up, and even older players like myself and Sheamus can pick it up pretty good too. So it was a lot of fun.
Staying with that thought, Big Show.
You dress like an old man, whether you're old or not. You look like a 60-year-old Irish dock worker.
I'm creating my own style here in the WWE.
Style? Decrepit?
What's old is new, right?
I'm just jealous because you can't get a waistcoat like this to fit you. That's all you're upset about. I want to say the one thing what Show was saying too, though. The great thing about this game is, I said, for me myself, watching WWE as a kid and growing up like Kofi, like watching all the legends being able to participate. Your character, like again Ricky Steamboat, Bret Hart. The great thing as well, there's a lot of fans in the WWE, a lot of people who watch the product since the 80s all the way through till now, and they get a chance, an opportunity to pitch those dream matches of theirs, like their favorite stars from the 80s, 90s, and today. So it's another aspect to it too. All those people who've been fans of WWE for years can have their dream matches too. So it's for all. To me, it just spans different ages and age groups. So it's great.
Sheamus, staying with that thought, you're featured as a brawler in the game, and you're capable of inflicting a lot of damage and strong attacks and have no particular limitations. So now, how are these attributes similar to your own experiences in the ring?
Oh, he hits like a sledgehammer. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Yeah, you get hurt shaking hands with Sheamus.
There you go. That comes from the world's largest athlete, by the way. So that's a big.
I'm glad you said athlete. I thought you were going to say something else.
We're trying to keep it professional here, Show. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I got the memo.
Have you seen the trail of destruction that left in the WWE in the past year and a half, Howard?
Yes, sir.
There you go. That answers that question.
All right. Short and sweet. And Big Show, for you, considering the game, big men in WWE All-Stars are able to charge up big strikes and cause major damage to opponents. They can juggle opponents in the air or off the ropes, push opponents away with ease, and are very difficult to knock down. How true to life is this description of your in-ring experiences?
I want to stop right there because I've actually been on the receiving end of a couple of his chops and throws around, and so it's not very pleasant, to be honest with you. I'm sore for about a couple of weeks after facing this lad, I'll tell you.
I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah,
Thank you
right.
anyway.
I will say one thing playing the game that got me right off the bat. Kofi was using the Rock, which I never thought I'd ever take another Rock bottom. Well, I took another one today. I took several today in the back. The game, when the other opponent was getting offense and I put up my defense or my guard to block, I noticed that one thing right away is the Big Show character would shove the opponent away and shove the opponent down, which is kind of true to what I do in the ring as far as counters. I'm not a big counter guy. I'm a knock you on your butt guy. And they kind of kept that theme going with the game. A couple of times, Kofi tried to do some cross-body maneuvers off the top rope. I noticed that the character in the game, rather than falling down and looking like a complete goof, he actually caught him and slammed Kofi. So that, to me, held a little bit of truth. So I was real happy with that. But the part where I threw somebody up in the air, and then what did I do, Kofi? It was some kind of crazy.
You backhanded me off the ropes, and you caught me. It was almost like an alley-oop to yourself.
It was like an alley-oop. It was like I passed him. I said, I backhanded him. He flew off the ropes. I caught him and slammed him. And I was like, I got to figure out how to throw that in the real thing. That was pretty good. You know, I could just throw Kofi into the ropes. He flies back to me in the air, catch him, dump him.
I don't think you probably want to do that on like.
That wouldn't happen. That's the part of the game that.
No.
It's not realistic. You probably wouldn't be able to move me in there.
You would probably knock me into the ropes, catch me, and slam me.
One-handed, probably.
One-handed, yeah, I got it. Okay.